Can I now come to Amanda Acass of Sky? Amanda?
Hello, Amanda Acass, Sky News. We're here in the asylum hotel capital of the UK. How confident are you that your welcoming position towards refugees will hold amid growing numbers of protests about this issue? And how much of a challenge is the growing popularity of reform to you? And if I may, when is the child grooming gang review going to report back? And do you regret not just launching a full inquiry at the start?
Well, on the issues in child grooming, we set out to Parliament the steps that we're taking, which are about gathering the evidence to determine whether we should move on to undertaking an inquiry. And we've got a huge amount of independent scrutiny in place from His Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary, from Healthcare Improvement Scotland, from the Care Inspectorate as well. So there's a variety of independent scrutiny able to be undertaken. I welcome the appointment of Professor Alexis Jay to lead the national group that looks at all of these questions. So that work is underway, and I think is the right course of action for us to take. In relation to the questions of asylum, I take the very firm view that this country has always been a welcoming country. We should maintain that. It is part of who we are, and we should reflect that in the way in which we take forward our approach and our support for people who seek asylum in our own country. I think the protests that are taking place at the accommodation for asylum seekers are appalling. I think some of the language that is... there's language on these banners that I just find absolutely wholly and totally contemptible and hostile. So I have no truck with those protests, and I think it's important that very clear and emphatic political leadership is given that Scotland will not follow that hostile approach to migration. Indeed, we actually need people to come to Scotland to boost our working age population because of some of the challenges that we face. So that's where I stand. I'm not going to change my mind. I think it's the important stance of principle that reflects the people I lead in this country. And of course, there are people that are supporting reform, and I will challenge reform. I will go up against reform and what they say. I will stand firm in exercising that political leadership. And I'm quite sure I speak for the majority of people in Scotland in the process.